We do have still quite a lot to shift. Please come and take this furniture off of me!
With both teams' money tied up in unsold stock,
Vintage shop, vintage prices. We've got the last few bits now for you guys.
last chance to convert it into cash.
Thanks, man. Take it easy.
Man your backs now.
What? Where am I going?
Just keep running.
Where?
Options for a pound! Nick, gonna sell this now.
£9.50, you've got yourself a deal. £9.50.
£9.25.
£9.50.
£9.25.
I was selling them at 40
Okay, I'm
quid,
gonna go there. £9.25. It's 25.
£9.30.
£9.25.
Right, £9.25, got yourself a deal.
Come and take it. £1. You just wanting to?
Just giving the lady a ridiculous deal. 2 vases worth 60 quid, £2.50.
I'm literally giving it to you. £1. Look, feel the weight of it. Solid glass table.
Yes, but my house is too far.
Worry about that afterwards. It's £1.
Oh, I can show you that chair that goes with this table.
No,
£1.
the rest is...
Wait, hang on.
No, 50p. I finished my pound.
£1?
No, it's too much, I'm sorry.
£6 p.m.
That's it. Done.
Okay, guys, we're closed. Thank you.
Closing time.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Guys, come on!
That is really good.
Tomorrow, the boardroom.
You can go through to the boardroom now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I would have found this a very interesting task. Interesting in the sense that the product definition was actually undefined. It wasn't as if I was actually saying go and make something specific or buy something specific. It was anything. And I'd be interested to hear how we got on here. Sterling, let's start here. Team leader?
Yes, that was myself, Lord Sugar.
How'd that come about?
I put myself forward quite strongly, actually. I was very keen to really put myself on your radar and start stepping out of the crowd, if I'm honest with you.
You're in the wedding dress business, yeah?
Yes, I have one
So
shop.
you're used to dressing things up, making it look better then, yeah? Yeah.
You could put it that way, yeah.
Yeah. OK, well, go on then.
Really, it was quite foreign territory to most of us in terms of retro, vintage. We had a little bit of an advantage because we had Gabrielle on our team. We started to get some ideas on the table. Some very popular ideas to start with was the shabby chic look. So
What?
the shabby chic furniture. Basically,
Shabby chic.
yes. You get some old furniture, paint it, and then sand it down so it looks a little bit
All right,
rustic.
okay. Who started working on the refurbishment or the upcycling?
Girls and Nick.
The three of us.
The three of us and Nick.
Yeah. And what did that entail then?
Painting, reupholstering, cleaning.
Reupholstering?
Yes. Well, reupholstering involves material and a staple gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
More shabby than chic.
What style do you think your shop was?
It was probably more down the route of vintage than retro, but we did have some...
But what did it look like when you... I heard there was a load of dead leaves on the floor. Some could say it looked like an Oxfam shop in the middle of a hurricane or something.
It's from the customers said it looked quite arty when they came in. They liked the leaves on the floor.
All right. Who was good at selling?
To be fair to everyone, I think we all had a fair crack at it. To be honest with you, I don't actually know what the individual sales figures were, but nobody was
Who
off
was
the ball.
like got in the mood of the particular shop? I mean, there's selling.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Well,
like Del Boy selling off a stall, but there are times when you have to take on a different type of posture with the particular clientele you're dealing with?
I was quite impressed with myself, to be honest with you.
OK. And so, a good team leader?
She did a very good job as a project manager, yeah, I was very impressed.
All right, I got it.
Good.
OK, Phoenix. So, Tom?
Yeah, it was myself.
Yeah, how'd that come about, Tom?
After you spoke to us, definitely a task that I was really excited about and wanted to take the opportunity to be project manager.
Did you have a strategy?
Yes, I was cautious about what we should be going out and buying. I said to the guys, look, let's really drive a hard bargain, let's really negotiate down so our costs are low. But I think everyone was happy with the strategy we were going for.
How would your team split up?
Yeah, I decided I wanted Jade by my side because I think we probably got the best eye for maybe design, and also I wanted to be in the shop so I could get a feel for the size of it, how we were going to lay things out.
What the other team, what were they tasked with?
OK, the other team was the kind of stock buying team. So for me, I wanted to get the strongest negotiators on that side of the task.
Stock buying from the dealers?
Yeah, from the dealers.
Right.
Very, very simple remit. Obviously, the key to this task was profit, and in terms of items that we were selecting, we were quite cautious in everything we selected because the bottom line is if people don't like it, they're not going to buy it. So we went to the dealership and we actually found a nice room at the back.
Why would he have all this stuff at the back, then, if it wasn't up for sale?
It was there that long that it actually had become retro. I don't think it was retro initially, but I think that was the situation. We actually bought a couple of suitcases that we know are quite in at the moment. We also bought some little nickels, a couple of chairs that we could use.
So he must have been delighted. He must have thought you were a right bunch of idiots. So you give him free rein on how much you could spend?
I gave them £200 to go out with initially.
So that was the deliberate thing on your behalf, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think
you didn't want them to get carried away, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and we also had the whole of day
damage limitation or what? They could only blow 200 quid?
Yeah.
Lord Sugar, I mentioned several times that the shop for me, from the outside, which is where you should judge a shop, obviously not when you stood on the inside, looked bare. But I didn't know whether he was going for minimalistic or...
But you do get these arty-farty people that just have a big
yeah.
white shop and one thing sticking in the middle of the
bricklaying
light
area isn't... Yeah, it's not my expertise, so I
It had
wasn't
been set
sure.
out in a good way, though. For what we had in there, we did the best with what it was.
So, how was Tom? Good?
Good.
Tom was a good leader. Tom overall was very good.
And you got good cooperation from all the people?
Absolutely fantastic. I haven't got a bad word to say about anyone on my team for the last 2 days.
Good. Brave statement, but good. I think I've heard enough now, so I think we need to get down to the numbers and let's see how we did, see how much money we made. I'll start with you, Nick. Have you got some numbers there that I can write down?
Phoenix, total sales of £1,423.50, minus the total spend of £360.10, generated a profit of £1,063.40.
That's not bad for a few days' work, £1,000. Karen, how about your team?
We did better on sales. £1,444.25. But we spent more. £660.76, making a profit of £783.49.
Right, well done, Phoenix. We came in with £1,063 profit, playing 783, so that's very good. And looks like your stinginess paid off here because you spent £360 compared to their £660. So very, very good.
Thank
well,
you.
keeping in the spirit of things, I'm going to set up a 40s vintage party for you. And here's the good news, you're going to actually learn how to swing dance.
Fantastic.
OK,
Fantastic.
good. Have a nice time, and I'll see you on the next task.
Thank you.
And well done.
Well done. Yes! Yes!
I thought we'd lose.
Well, same kind of sales figure, and clearly you spent more money. That's it, really. But I think, you know, you were there on the day, so you need to go and talk about this amongst yourself, and I'll see you back here shortly. Off you go.
Team Phoenix.
Team Phoenix. It's a good PM. Good job, Tom. Very good job.
My name's Simon, this is Nikki, and our job is to get you swinging. Here we go. Push, prepare, turn, again.
Finally a win, and and I think well deserved. Tom was a very strong PM. I'm not necessarily sure he was a good PM. He chose a risky strategy, but it paid off.
Because of my age, I think it makes, obviously my position as project manager can be quite difficult for some people to take orders from myself, but every time I asked someone to do something, they did it without questions.
Big team, big win. Cheers.
It's unfortunate, guys.
Yeah, I think the task, there's two sides to it. Primarily the costs. But the secondary thing, I mean, if we had had higher sales, that wouldn't have been an issue either.
So the costings has absolutely crippled us for this task. I also feel like some of the items which we upcycled them with the wrong design.
I don't want a Rami to erupt over the table, but a third of it was spent on the materials.
I feel blame shouldn't just be on the materials.
No.
I think where the problem lies is maybe we bought the actual items themselves that were slightly too expensive.
I'm not too concerned about the right choices of stock. Ultimately, that was guesswork, but what we could have watched ourselves on was the purchasing of the materials.
Can you send the candidates in, please?
Yes, Lord Sugar. You can go through to the boardroom now.
I'd be interested to hear your analysis as to why you lost to the other team.
Can I try and attempt to give an answer on this one?
Yeah, well, you were the project manager,
Yeah,
so...
no, exactly. My main concern on the spending front was that a third of this budget that we had was spent on the upcycling.
Let's get in on this materials here. Go and buy some stuff that needs upcycling, yeah?
Yes.
So who did you put in charge of the converting of the stuff to finished product?
The person that allocated the material job to basically what did we need and how much did we need was Gabrielle.
OK, so someone took a flying leap in order to convert all of that. I need to spend £232 on materials to convert them all, yeah?
Yes,
and that was
also,
you?
yeah, on the direction as well of other members of the team who said, you know, this should be done, this should be done.
To be clear, when you had the list, you were a bit like kids in a sweet shop. We'll have some of this, we'll have some of that, we'll have some legs, we'll have some wheels. None of you actually knew how much you'd spent. You hadn't calculated what you were going to buy very carefully. Gabrielle was shouting out to Jenna, buy some of this, buy some of that, and Jenna was ordering it, and that's how it went.
Well, I literally was given products and told to make it look good. I think actually in the end we bought too much stuff that needed to be upcycled. That's why we had to buy so much material.
No, it wasn't. You didn't use it all.
No, we did.
5 of the chairs that we upcycled were done with the sacks. 4 of the chairs were done with the orange velvet. We had some material on the footstools. That is not a lot of material. We did not use £200 worth of material. What amount of material did you buy, Gabrielle, and where did it get used?
We used...
Or paint.
We used paint. We needed the wheels, which we used. Everything. We basically had...
We didn't have...
no strategy on what we should buy. We had no strategy on what limit we had. We had no strategy.
You were given £300 for the day, which you did go over anyway, which shows to me that you weren't being careful.
Can I just stop you there? Because this is just going into the...
No, it's not,
You gave us £300 to spend, and the sub-team can clarify that materials needed to be bought to upcycle what we were buying. We were never given a budget on how much. None of us, not including yourself, no one knew there was a budget to be spent on any materials.
Why did you have to order £200 worth of material?
We didn't. We actually ordered 178 at first because you wanted us to do the shabby chic look. Then in the next
I'm trying to ask you what you... Can you tell me what you ordered individually?
Yeah,
tell me
I'm going to tell you what we ordered. We ordered
the
material.
Jenna,
ladies. I hear on the other side from Karen that you didn't get the plot on what to buy. You bought a lot of stuff and the shop looked like a tip. Who chose the majority of the stuff from the dealers and places like that?
That was myself, Ricky and Dwayne.
Do you know that your team had 200 plus items?
In total?
And Tom's team had 50.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you messed up the theme of it?
One thing we didn't do, Lord Sugar, which is what's caused us today, is we didn't do the market research. I think, Gabrielle, you did say you know the local market and you've bought from the...
As I said, I've been there
and
a
in
couple
fairness,
of times,
I think the
that's
creative team just took that as gospel. I don't think the Union Jack particularly is Brick Lane. It's not that demographic.
I just wanted something that when people go by, you know, it doesn't look like a junkyard. It looks like, oh, maybe, you know, some thought's been put into it.